Yep. Yep. That about sums that up. Oh, God. Well, hello. Yes, the Miami Heat season is over. The wheels have fallen off. I'm choking on coffee. Let me just say, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. Couldn't be happier for them. So happy for Jokic. So happy for Jamal Murray coming back from that torn ACL. Mike Malone and their first championship as a franchise. So happy for those guys. If you would have asked me in October, who do I want in the NBA Finals, I would have said the Nuggets and the Heat. I got my wish, so I'm happy. But man, the Heat should have won that game. The Heat could have won that game. Man, the Nuggets the whole time were like, here, Miami Heat, here, this game's yours. This game's yours. No, seriously, this game's yours. We're gonna shoot, what did they shoot from the foul line? 56% from the foul line? Yeah, here, my Heat, we're going to shoot 13 for 23 from the foul line. We're going to shoot 17% from three. We're going to have 14 turnovers. Here, no, really, this game's yours. But look, man, the Heat, I don't know. They just ran out of gas. They ran out of gas. It's obvious. They just, they ran out of gas, especially Jimmy. I feel bad for Jimmy. He's taking a lot of heat right now. Some of it's deserved. I don't know what he was doing on that last, with the turnover, and then the almost traveled. And then that three-pointer, I don't know what he's thinking, but whatever. We wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for him anyway, so I ain't gonna get mad at Jimmy. Hopefully he fixes whatever's going on with him. If something's going on with him, I don't know if it's in his head, if it's physical, is it his knee, is it his foot, is it his ankle, is it a combination of stuff? Was he just burnt out? Who knows? It's probably a combination of things. Let me try to drink coffee again. Can I not choke this time? Okay. Well, the wheels have fallen off, but what a ride it was it not? I sure enjoyed myself. I'm going to try to just talk about this game because now that the season's over, there's going to be so much time to talk about all kinds of stuff, the whole retrospective of this season and putting everything into perspective and talking about individual players and what's going to happen in the offseason and all that. But for this video, I want to just try my best to just talk about this particular game that we should have won because, man, the intensity that those guys were playing with. Was it a little ugly? Was it very ugly at times? Yes. Was it chaotic? Yes. But man, it was entertaining. And oh man, I wish it went to one game or two more games. Let's just get to the game. Once again, congratulations to the Nuggets. I was rooting for the Nuggets in the West for the same reason I was rooting for the Heat in the East. And obviously I was rooting for the Heat overall. But I wanted nothing more than it to be Nuggets Heat in the finals because they were both very overlooked teams by the geniuses in the NBA media establishment. Jokic was totally robbed of an MVP this year. I don't care about the dopey regular season award nonsense. The guy's obviously the most valuable player in the league. Tyler Herro is back. Did you hear? I call him Herro, not Hero. Sue me. Because there's two R's in his name. He didn't play. So I don't know why he dressed up like he was going to play. Whatever. First quarter was good. Started off a little shaky. Nuggets went on a big run. We got down 12-5. They were on a 12-0 run. The main man, Kyle Lowry, went in. And Kyle, for this whole game, really settled the offense. And Kyle, man, you talk about a guy, Kyle and Duncan. I'm going to do a whole, now that the season's over, I'm going to do a whole Kyle video. I'll probably do a whole Duncan video. But man, talk about guys that completely redeemed themselves in the eyes of NBA fans and especially Heat fans, because in the not too distant past, these guys were almost universally loathed by Heat fans as little as 3 months ago. And both Kyle and Duncan have stepped up in such huge ways this postseason. I'm so happy for both of them. Kyle, this particular game, really did a great job of settling the offense and helping us get into a groove. And right when he came into that game, we went on a really nice run. By the end of the quarter, Bam had 14 points, Max had 8, and the rest of the team only had 2. So it was a big quarter for Bam and Max. Unfortunately, they wouldn't really stay that consistent. Max would only score 4 more points after that. Bam ended up with 18, or I think 18 at the half, and only ended up with 20 points. I don't know. Oh yeah, Nuggets had 5 turnovers in the first quarter. I forgot to mention, first quarter, Jokic and Gordon each picked up 2 fouls. Jokic had to go out. And then Jokic came back in 9 minutes in the second quarter. Gordon picked up a 3rd foul. And this is when we had a really nice run here. Duncan hit a 3, got us up to 8. Bam, Max, Caleb, Kyle, Duncan, all playing great. We got some Haywood Highsmith minutes. Not enough, but, you know, the great thing about Haywood is that as little as he did play throughout these playoffs, whenever he did play, he seemed like he played pretty great. So, you know, high hopes for Haywood. Hopefully we see him really start to come into his own next season. Kyle continued to play great, played great all game. He stole the ball, and Duncan brought us up to a 10-point lead, man. Kyle apparently at this point, he was a plus 17 and didn't even score a basket yet. That's how effective Kyle was without even scoring at this point. We go into halftime up 51-44, a nice 7-point lead. And once again, this is just like a game where the Nuggets were like, here, Heat, take it. They were 3 for 8 from the foul line. 37.5% from the foul line at halftime. That blows my mind. It blows my mind how these guys can't hit foul shots. I mean, the Nuggets, you're a professional basketball team. 13 for 23 from the foul line. I mean, I'm not trying to brag, but like one-handed, I guarantee you I'll do at least 13 for 23 from the foul line. That blows my mind. So third quarter starts. The Nuggets are 1 for 17 from 3 at this point. Jimmy couldn't hit the side of a barn, and the third quarter was pretty chaotic. Like, neither teams were really hitting shots. So it was just this really in the mud kind of chaotic sort of quarter. It was pretty entertaining though. So we were up 4 points with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. And then we turned the ball over twice, tied at 64. And then Kyle Lowry, man, what are you doing? Talk about a guy with a high basketball IQ. Remember at the end of the third quarter, Kyle took that really deep three-pointer. There was like 30-something seconds left, and I think there was maybe like 13 seconds left on the shot clock, and I was like, why'd Kyle shoot that? Why there's all this time, like why do you shoot that? And I was like, oh, of course. He like got the ball at the top of the key, looks like at the opposing shot clock, sees there's 13 seconds left on the shot clock and like 30 seconds left on the clock, and knew enough to do a 2-for-1. And he shot, hit 3, and then he knew that the way it would time out, that they would get a possession and that the Heat would end up with 1 more possession. To think of that quick, man, that's some pretty impressive basketball IQ right there. I hope I'm explaining that right. So we're going into the fourth quarter, still winning, thanks to Kyle's 3. We're up 71-70. Jimmy only has 8 points. Jamal Murray only has 9. Top of the fourth quarter, made every single Heat fan's head explode. We got some Cody Zeller minutes. Played 1 minute and was a -5, and we lost by 5, as if it's Cody Zeller's fault. Come on. You know, it doesn't help that our best player was like 2 for 15 at one point. The Nuggets were 9 for 19 from the free throw line at this point. It blows my mind. Really intense defense from both teams though, man. I mean, 94-89 in 2023. I mean, this is like a 90s game. That was one thing that really impressed me about the Heat, how they held the Nuggets to a pretty low scoring compared to what the Nuggets usually score in all these games. But to hold the Nuggets to only 94 points, I know they shot terrible, but still. And we were just relying so much on the role players at this point. You know, Bam had an invisible second half. Jimmy was invisible up to this point. He was 2 for 13 up to this point. Nuggets were up 7. And then Jimmy finally wakes up and goes on his run. He hits a 3, comes back, hits another 3. Okay. Then he gets fouled on a 3-pointer. Okay, here is my opinion on that whole thing, right? The thing with Jimmy kicking his leg out, in my opinion, that is a natural movement. I don't think he's really foul hunting there. Maybe a little bit, but it's not that uncommon of a thing for your legs to kick out when you're shooting a jump shot three-pointer like that. I do it all the time. Obviously I'm not that great of a basketball player, but I played a lot of basketball in my day. I'll have you know, I had over 1,000 points in high school. Thank you very much. I was recruited by D3 schools. Thank you very much. I'll say no more. But, I played, and I still do play. And when you're shooting a shot like that, oftentimes your legs kick out. You can see plenty of times when Jimmy Butler is shooting a three-pointer and his legs kick out. Now, that being said, I don't think that should have been called a foul. I'm sorry. I don't think that should be called a foul. I'm of the opinion that, and I understand they're trying to protect the players, but a lot of these fouls being called on three-pointers, I think it's a little bit too over the top. I was really surprised, to be honest, that challenge was successful. I don't think that was a foul, but I do believe that was a pretty natural movement from Jimmy Butler, and it's not that weird for your legs to kick out when you shoot a three-pointer. It's just kind of where the momentum goes when you're releasing the ball on a jump shot three-pointer like that. Look at Kyle Lowry. When Kyle's shooting a three-pointer, his legs kick way out. Even if no one's around him, his legs kick way out because that's just where the momentum of your body goes when you're shooting a three-pointer from 30 feet out. So we got it down to 1 point. We went on an 8-0 run. Jimmy scored again. Jimmy scores 13 points in a row. We're down 1. The shot that really, we'll get to the whole Jimmy debacle, but the shot that really, really, really hurt me, where I was like, oh, that was the one, man, that was the one, was when Jimmy drove and kicked it, he skipped it across to Max, and Max had a corner three-pointer, and it didn't go in, and I don't know, I had a bad feeling after that. But then, I don't know what Jimmy's thinking, man. Something that Jimmy does once in a while, he'll kind of drive into the paint. Why he never utilizes his little jump shot, mid-range jump shot enough, I don't understand it. I feel like he has that all the time and he doesn't utilize it. You saw how much lift he can get on his shot. I put the picture earlier of how much lift he got on that three-point shot. He gets so much lift on his jump shots. I feel like he can get that little mid-range jump shot all the time. But I don't know, he gets into that area sometimes and then he'll just stop, put his back to the basket, and kind of just look around and pivot around for someone. And that led to a turnover. We're down 3, there's 27 seconds left. He gets the ball again and almost turns it over again. And then takes this like awful fadeaway three-point shot with a whole bunch of time on the clock. You have Max out there, you have Duncan out there. I don't know, man. I don't know what he was thinking. Like, I get it, you just scored 13 straight points. I get it, you want to put the team on your back. I understand it, but there's no excuse to take that bad of a shot in that circumstance. I don't know. That to me is still like settling in. It's mystified me. That was the game pretty much. I didn't sum it up that great. We all saw the game. The Nuggets win the championship. The Heat lost. Unfortunately, it's a gentleman's sweep. I wish it went to 6 or 7 games. Man, it should have at least went to 6 games. It's so crazy because like that Bucks series, like that 56-point game from Jimmy, that feels like it was a million years ago. That feels like it was so long ago. Think of like Dwayne Dedman tossing smacking the massage gun onto the court. That feels like it was ancient history, and it was only a few months ago. It's crazy. But God, what a wild, wild ride this season was. I'm kind of happy I didn't start this channel until the the playoffs, because man, there were some rough times. I mean, I don't even know what my videos would have been like in those games after we lost to the Spurs or the Hornets. When we lost that recent Brooklyn Nets game, the game that we needed to stay out of the play-in, and we lost that Brooklyn Nets game, that was the point where everybody was like, man, this season's done. This team is done. Nuke this team. And when you think about that, and that's not that long ago. That was what, like 3 months ago? April, May, June, 2 months ago? 2.5 months ago? It was not that long ago. And you think about that. You think about losing to the Hawks. You think about almost losing to the Bulls. I mean, thank God Max Strus hit 7 3-pointers that game. Thank God Jimmy and Max combined for 32 points that game. Against a team that we were 0-3 against. And then you think about that stuff, and then you think of we made it to the NBA Finals. This team was in the Finals in 2020. 2021, they're all beat up. 2022, they're one shot away from making it to the Finals. This year, we're in the Finals. I mean, it's really remarkable, and it's not like they're doing it with some super stacked super team with a whole bunch of ludicrous talent. They're just getting there through, yes, talent, but mostly just grit and perseverance and hard work and playing as a team and playing the right way and playing without an agenda. All that good stuff. But in the off season, I hope we go whale hunting. That's all I'm going to say about that. Damian Lillard, that would be lovely. I don't even know how any of that works with the trade stuff and the salary caps and contracts. I don't know any of that stuff. Great season. Couldn't be happier. And I'm going to have a lot more videos to come in the off season. I have a whole bunch of fun ideas. And it's going to be more fun than videos like this are, because this is just kind of like analyzing the game. Now I'm going to start doing more like just different NBA stuff. Who knows? But stay tuned. And one thing I want to say, I'll sign off on this. To the 32 subscribers I have, I think I only know about like 2 of you. So to those like 30 people out there who actually subscribe to this channel and watch me talk about this, I'm like, it's crazy. So thank you. I know 30 subscribers in the grand scheme of things is absolutely nothing, but hey, I've only been doing this for like a month. So the fact that anybody is watching this channel, and I've had a couple videos with over 1,000 views, it means a lot. And hopefully I get better at this, and hopefully I get a better camera and all that kind of stuff. So thank you to anyone who actually watches this, and I'll try to keep on uploading and try to make my stuff better and better as time goes by. And thank you, Go Heat. New season in like 4 months, and a whole lot of fun videos should be coming your way. So thank you.